Good evening, Force followers. Welcome to Force TV. My name is Brittany Arduini, and I'm the director of Houston Force Volleyball Club in Katy, Texas. I come to you each week on Force TV to talk about all things volleyball. Today, we are completing our first season of Force TV, which has been about all things college recruiting. Today's episode will be a recap of everything that I have covered in the last 7 episodes. But first, I wanted to ask that if you're here live with me now, to please give me a thumbs up. Okay? Give me a thumbs up so I know you're here. I want to. Hi, Patty. How are you? I'm so glad that you could join me live today. Awesome. All right. So before I get into a recap, I wanted to tell you guys about our spring break camps that are coming up next week. We have our all skills camp for beginners and advanced players. We will have 2 separate camps running at the same time. Kids will be separated based on the camp that they signed up for, but we have a beginner and an advanced. So the beginners will be together and the advanced players will be together. These 2 camps will run on Monday and Tuesday from 9 to 12, 9 in the morning until 12 at night. Or what am I talking about? Not 12 at night, 12 in the afternoon. So for 3 hours on Monday and Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sorry. Then we're offering skills specific clinics that are an hour and a half each, and then we will get into depth in those specific skills. We're offering 2 different hitting clinics, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday. And then we're offering a passing clinic, which I called on our website a DS Libero camp or clinic. And it's really for anybody that wants to get a lot of reps on passing and defense. And then we will also offer a setter clinic on Thursday. So the passing clinic is on Wednesday and the setting clinic is on Thursday. And you can find all the information about these camps and clinics on our website at www.houstonforcevb.com. Now, let's talk about our first season of Force TV. It's been all about recruiting, and I have been so excited to join you every week and teach you something hopefully new that you might not have known. And so we started this technically, I say we, but it was me. We started this about 10 weeks ago with the intention of the season lasting 8 weeks long. It ended up being 10 because we had a freeze in Houston, and I wasn't home and we were without power. And so I took that week to reach out to you guys and for you to share your stories. And then there was another week where my son was really sick and I wasn't able to get live with you. So over the last 10 weeks, I have gone live 10 times, but 8 episodes during of Force TV. So episode 1, I sat down and I spoke with Kara Hill, a recruiting expert from California. She runs her own business, which is called myrecruitingsolutions.com, and we had a great interview. She gave us some really great information, and she shared with us 5 things to get started with your recruiting process. And of those 5 things, she talked about getting evaluated, learning to tell a story, because you need to market yourself. That was her reason behind the story. Film, work the phone, learn how to have those conversations with college coaches on the phone, and then to stay organized. And that was where she pitched her program online where you have an account and you can speak to college coaches directly through her website. And so that's where she wanted you to get organized. So again, she runs myrecruitingsolutions.com, and go back and watch episode 1 because she was fantastic. You can also find all the explanations to all of those tips on that episode. And then we moved on to week 2 and episode 2, where I went and I taught you everything you needed to know about your athletic resume. The resume that I shared, I went through and I built one on live and I showed you how to format it. And the reason that I think that those resumes are really important is because if you have the file ready to go at any moment, you can just send it out when somebody has when they request the information. You have it in one spot, you can go on your computer and you can just send it. So you don't have to always rewrite everything in an email. Don't reinvent the wheel. So just be able to send that out right then and there if somebody's asking for specific information. And then you can get in depth in your emails and conversation later. But if you watch the entire episode, I actually go through and show you what the resume should look like and what information you need on it specifically. And you can always add anything else that you feel is good information to share with college coaches. Oh, all right. Then after you watch the one about the resume, I go watch episode 3 because I got to have a conversation with a great friend of mine, Tobias Pinson, who is more of a basketball recruiter, but I felt that the information that he had to share about using social media and your recruiting process was really top notch. Okay. So he shared with you 5 tips on how to use your social media for recruiting. And if you go back and you watch it, you're going to learn about when to tag, message, or post to a college coach. And of all the tips, I thought that this one was the best, and you'll never guess what time he said to do that. So go back and check out that episode. That was episode number 3, how to use social media in your recruiting. Now, after talking about social media with Tobias, in episode 4, I felt it was necessary to teach you how to use YouTube for all of your film needs. So as an athlete, you need to have your own YouTube channel. You need to be able to have a place where you can put all of your film, either that be game footage, skills tapes, highlight reels. You need a place that is one area where somebody can go and find everything they need to know about you. So I go through how to set up your YouTube channel, what kind of videos you should be putting on there, and how to intro a lot of your videos, and what kind of information that you need to be sharing about yourself, and sharing and also showing coaches your personality. So that was episode 4. And then after episode 4, the next week, I sat down with my former college coach from Texas State University, and just Karen Chisholm, sorry. And I just had a great conversation with her about what college coaches are actually looking for in their student athletes aside from volleyball. I wanted to know what makes them, or what made her attracted to an athlete, and what would make them want to be a part of her program. So it was a great conversation. We talked about family. We talked about how you should be yourself when you're on unofficial and official visits. Just act like yourself and be prepared to have questions to ask the coaching staff, ask the players, ask the dean of the school that you think you want to get your major in. Come prepared and be yourself, basically. They want to know if this school is really the right choice for you and if you really fit in. And I think that the best way they can tell is if you act like yourself. Don't be scared. After that, I went into episode 6 talking about what are the differences between an unofficial visit and an official visit. How many of each of those do you get, and what to expect on each one. Okay, so unofficial means that they don't pay for everything along the way. Official means that they pay for everything along the way. You can only take official visits in your senior year, and I cover how many you can take in that year. And then unofficial is unlimited number. You can only take one per university, but you do those when you're trying to narrow it down to the 5 schools that, might be recruiting you in your senior year. So check out episode 6 if you want to know more about the differences between an unofficial, and official visit. And then last week in my last second to final episode of Force TV, I went over what the NCAA Eligibility Center was. And I went through how to find the eligible. It's kind of hard for me to say because it used to be called the NCAA Clearinghouse, and now I have to learn how to say Eligibility Center on the NCAA.org website. So I explained how to get there. I explained what it was, what the Eligibility Center is, and basically it's all things academic. Okay, so everything that you do academically is tracked through that during your recruiting process, and then your eligibility to play college volleyball. So take a second, really watch that one, and really get into what you need to have to graduate high school, and then what you need to have to be able to get into your college or university. So those are the 7 episodes that I covered in the last 8 weeks, and sorry, somebody just drove by. And it has been a blast doing this first season of Force TV. I love teaching you what you need to know about volleyball, and in this case about college recruiting. And you can always find the entire season right on YouTube. I will post the link below in the comments. If you're here live, give me a thumbs up and let me know that you're here. One last thing that I want to announce or talk about again before our event, but March 28th, we're hosting our very first annual Top Golf fundraiser for Houston Force. We are raising money to help us fund a scholarship fund for the future to get better equipment next year for our coaches and teams, and potentially lower the cost of club volleyball along the way. So please join us March 28th. It's $100 to play 3 hours of Topgolf golf games. So it's just open play. You come, you swing the ball, you have some fun. We're also providing you a fajita buffet lunch with your ticket. And then we will be offering drink tickets and raffle tickets, and we will have these great baskets. I'm super excited. Our teams have really come together to bring you something awesome. I might reveal what some of those baskets are next week or the week after. But yes, come join us on March 28th at Top Golf from 12 to 4. We have 3 hours of playing golf, fajita buffet. We will have drinks and raffles and games, and just have a great time. Come meet me, come meet my staff, and a lot of our players and parents in the program, and we can't wait to have you. So if you have any questions, I will post the link to Force TV in the comments below. I will also post the link to the golf fundraiser and to our camps and clinics that are happening next week. I so glad you joined me today. It was 9 p.m. I'm sorry I came on late in the evening, but I wanted to see if maybe this time was a better time for people. I hope to I will be starting Force TV season 2, I believe, in 2 weeks. Next week, I have a surprise. I will be interviewing somebody very important to the Force family, and I can't wait to do it. So please join me live next Thursday. I will let you know what time later or early next week. Okay? Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.